Mike, turn your games down.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Top 10 for Games My Mom Found. I'm your host, Michael Hughes, and who's ready to get powered up with me?
The guy that forgot to define the order, Mike Albertin.
Good call.
Bald man at Merica.
Oh, that should be, I'm host man. That's what, yeah. Or normally host
But
man.
you're not hosting.
I'm Games My Mom Found man. How about that? It can be one word.
I'm Blair Farrell from comicbookvideogames.com, and oh no, now Mike Albertin has got my power.
God. This time we're doing our top 10 robot masters from Mega Man's 1 through 7, and if that's not a mouthful, then what is?
It can be fun to type out many, many times
Oh, yeah.
when I do
Speaking
it.
of, if you guys want to play a fun drinking game at home, take a shot every time we say the word man.
You'll be dead
God.
within minutes.
You'll be dead by number 9.
Yeah, I tried a drinking game once. We were doing a guessing thing, and it was like 4 shots in. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm done.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Because, yeah, we weren't very far in either. I'm like, nope, we're done with this game. It was guess the word, and I was partnered with somebody's husband, and it was not going well. So I was like, nope, we're done. We're not playing this game anymore. I'm done drinking.
Not a whole lot of stipulations for this one, just Mega Man 1 through 7. If you like a Robot Master for any reason, if you make a case for it, it can be on your list. I tried to limit myself, as I always do, by doing at least one from every game. But beyond that, I tried not to pick the obvious ones so we could, spread the love a little bit.
So where's Oil Man on your list?
Almost made it.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, what the hell? I'll kick it off with number 10 this time. My number 10 is Time Man, funnily enough.
Oh, good thing I didn't say Time Man then.
Yeah.
As a joke.
I had a feeling no one was going to give Powered Up any love, and I want to make sure at least one of them made my list, and Time Man was the one that wasn't accused of being a racist stereotype, so
That's fair.
he's pretty fun to play as, too. And if anyone doesn't know, on Powered Up, you can actually play as the Robot Masters, and it's such a blast. Such a bummer that Mega Man Universe got canceled, because it could have been Powered Up, too. But the downside is that I think his slow time thing was kind of the precursor to Mega Man 11's slow gear. And that whole gear system's just poo-poo. Not a fan.
I have no idea what you're talking about, unfortunately, yet.
We'll get there in another
I want to. I'm excited someday to play.
7 games. Adam, number 10.
Number 10 for me, I'm just going to go ahead and get this one out of the way. Woodman.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, for playing Mega Man, a bunch of robot masters and you see a guy just made out of wood. First off, is just hysterical to me. But then, he has the leaf shield, which is pretty iconic in my head for Mega Man. In any other Marvel versus Capcom and even Smash Brothers, you always see the leaf shield. And it all goes back to Woodman. And I don't know, he always sticks out to me.
And we should also say what game they're each from. And he's from Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
It's just funny to have a robot made out of
wood.
Have the appearance of wood.
I don't like Woodman.
They just gave up on him. All right, whatever scraps we have, just put them together.
Color him brown and let's go. Throw him out the door.
What weapon? I don't know. We got a pile of leaves over here. Just give them that.
Also
Yeah,
the first
cover all
shield weapon.
Cover all the elemental bases. Mike, number 10.
My number 10, my list went away, is Gravity Man from Mega Man 5. One, because of that damn box art. When I was a kid, a friend of mine had Mega Man 2, I think he had Mega Man 5 and 6, but he wouldn't play Mega Man 5 or 6 because he wasn't good at them, because, they are harder than 2. And I always remember looking at Gravity Man on that cover being like, man, I want to see more about this game. And it stuck with me all these years, and I kind of like him. He's an asshole to fight because you just go up and down, and shoot him, and I don't like the fight. And his power is useless to me, but because I think it's just a screen clearing attack, essentially, type of thing. But he's always a character that stuck with me for some reason. And so he's my number 10, Gravity Man from Mega Man 5.
Pretty iconic box art. I think 5 is the first one that I actually owned myself, so that one sticks out to me too.
Actually, it was me too, because I got it. I was at a Walmart in 1999, and they just had it there for $20.
It's a good price.
God, 99? Yeah.
It ain't worth $20 now.
No. Blair, number 10.
Before I get the 10, I can't believe that someone made a Sticks Out reference in the Woodman segment and didn't make a pun.
Damn.
My number 10 is Turbo Man from Mega Man 7. Turbo Man.
Turbo
The
Turbo Man.
dolls, they are
Okay.
gone. And mainly because he's a transformer. I dig that he can like turn into a car, and I just think it's like a really cool design. And they would kind of expand on that in like the Battle Network series. Like they have Gyro Man, you can turn into a helicopter, and it's actually something you need to do to navigate the map. So it's kind of like the precursor transforming Robot Master started with Turbo Man back in 7. So that's why I kind of wanted to give him some love.
Okay. I don't like
He made my top 10 vehicles list when we did that one forever ago.
Yes, which is kind of funny that he's come up now on 2 different top 10 lists. That's not the Mega Man Robot Master I would expect to hear in 2 different lists.
See, we're
Okay.
up to my number 9, which is Crash Man, back to Mega Man 2.
Ooh.
And I was going to say for Adams, but it kind of goes with every stage. Woodman, Crash Man, they all have awesome music. Two's iconic for many reasons, but the music probably the main one. He gives you the Crash Bomber, which is your first wall breaking attack. And it's one of my favorite attacks to use as Mega Man in Smash because it just shoots a bomb and a lot of times it just sticks to people's faces. But yeah, unfortunately I don't have a whole lot to say about most of these entries. It's just
I have one bone to pick with Crash Man and Mega Man 2, and that's just his weapon for that stupid, terrible boss fight in Mega Man 2.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that.
But I have a weird thing with Crash Man 2 because he was on the cover of the Mega Man 2 cover.
Kind of.
He's on there. He looks like a goon and not Crash Man, but that's the only Mega Man NES copy game I ever bought and owned I don't own anymore, but I owned at one point in my life. Never had an NES.
He looks
I don't know.
like
I like Crash Man
James
2.
Bond villain or something.
Oh yeah, Mega Man has a gun, but still, it's just I don't know what it is with Crash Man, but I've always thought it was just so cool. He had drills on his arms.
We'll talk more about drill arms later on.
I think.
Also, Clash Man. I still don't know what that's about. All right, we are on Adam's number 9.
And we're going to stick with Mega Man 2 in this one. And we're going to go with Metal Man. Yeah, so, I mean, cool design. Looking back at all these Robot Masters, I'm like, all right, graphic-wise, their counterparts, But, when you look at the official, artwork for them, you're like, that is just an awesome-looking boss. Plus, Mega Man 2 being one of our favorites. It's the first boss you're going to fight, so you get to see him a lot. And then, it's always funny when you can beat a boss with one hit using his own weapon. So it's like, all right, I'm back for round 2. I'm going to get you this time, Mega Man. Oh, damn it.
His own weakness.
Yeah.
Also great music, but again, that's 2.
There's music in these games?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
you monster.
It's so bad to hear.
I
Yeah,
don't
this
listen to
series
it. These
in particular.
games, I don't know. I just don't care. I played most of them on mute when I played them.
We're going to harp on you about the weapon usage, too.
Oh no, please do. We'll have to fill time for this recording eventually. So
Yeah, probably. Your turn, though, with number 9.
my number 9 is from my favorite, in quotations, Mega Man game. Actually, my second least favorite. Mega Man 3 Shadow Man. I like Shadow Man's design. And when he has a ninja star, I don't really care for anything else about him. He looks cool. And I remember as a kid, he was on some toy. I had a toy of him, too, I think. I had a figure of Shadow Man. He's always one that stuck with me. He's always been one of the cooler designs to me. Cool character. I've always liked him. So, yeah, that's going to be my number 9. Because I had to fill spaces and I didn't know who to put. So
He's just a ninja.
yeah.
It was probably, I think the Ruby Spears anime, they made a bunch of toys based on that, so it was probably from that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's from that. They had a Drill Man toy, too. I had that. They had, I think they had a Guts Man, probably.
I had Guts Man because I remember I was at a Toys R Us on vacation with my nan, and I had never seen a Mega Man toy in my life. And my nan was like, well, I'll buy you one toy. And instead of getting Mega Man, I bought a Batman Forever Bruce Wayne, and I'm forever haunted by that decision.
They had Cutman, too, I think.
Probably not a lot of toys of Val Kilmer out there. That's funny.
I don't think he acts anymore, either, if I remember correctly.
Well, he doesn't. He had I can't remember the disease, but he can't speak.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yikes.
in Top Gun Maverick, I think it's like his son did his voice, or AI. I can't remember.
AI is probably more likely at this point, but that's sad. He was a decent actor.
Salton Sea is such a good movie. You have to watch the Salton Sea, I guess. It was a good
I
movie.
guess.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Val Kilmer's in it.
Yeah.
Blair, your number 9.
Before I get into my number 9, two of the masters that just got picked are ones I had on my list much higher.
Same. One of them's on my list too.
So should I just go over those now?
Yeah, no, just go over the one that whoever your number 9 is. We get to it when we get to that number.
Sure. My number 9 is Shade Man. I'm kind of shocked that I have 2 for Mega Man 7, but yeah, it's like he's a cool vampire, and I really like his level. How it's just like an homage to like ghouls and ghosts and goblins, and like there's lots of cool bonuses in his world, and yeah, just like a cool vampire. I hate fighting him because I can never get the timing down for when he swoops down and like sucks your energy. But yeah, just he's just a cool vampire.
He was the only one I considered from 7. He's the only one I liked. The way they look and liked in any shape or form from that game.
And I think in like the Battle Network series, like Shade Man, like .exe is that like a major villain. Like it's weird.
Wow.
I really want to touch that series one day. I've never played any of the Battle Network games for like more than maybe 10 minutes.
Well, you'll be able to buy the collection next year and probably play it on your Steam Deck. So.
Oh, hey. I mean, well, that or I'll just, once I get around to actually getting ROMs to work on my Steam Deck, there's that too. Oh, we haven't gone down that road yet, but soon.
Yeah, I'm excited for that collection whenever it comes out. I think
Same. I'm really glad it's existing, because those are games that were like locked away on GameCube and GBA and stuff, and that weren't coming back. So I'm glad they're back.
They're on Wii U.
Who has a Wii U?
I have a you.
I played mine this morning.
I didn't hear that sentence coming out of someone's mouth.
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario Color Splash, baby.
The last Wii U game I played was Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, I can go back and listen to that episode.
And the last Wii U game I probably will ever play on the Wii U will be Pokemon Snap. So I don't ever plan to poke that. It's hooked up, though. Actually, it's not far away from where I'm sitting at the moment. But
we'll do Splatoon 1 someday.
Well, I can emulate Wii U once I learn how on my Steam Deck, so that's how it will be done next time.
That's fair. All right, my number 8 is Gemini Man from Mega Man 3. I had to get someone from 3, and I thought about Magnet Man, but I went with Gemini Man because I think he's the only Robot Master that splits into 2, even if one of them's a copy, which is pretty unique. And he's the only one based on some kind of astrological sign, which kind of sucks because that could have been a cool other side game, kind of like what Mega Man 5 Game Boy did with the planets, planet droids or whatever they're called. He's all right.
I like him too. I like Magnet Man.
Oh,
he looks cool. His power's actually good.
Put down Vampire Survivors. We're talking about Gemini Man.
Oh, Gemini Man. I don't know. Where'd Magnet Man come from then? I have nothing.
I mentioned it briefly.
Okay, that's where it came from. Yeah, Gemini Man's all right.
God. Adam, number 8.
Yeah, so we're going to stick with Mega Man 3 in this Snake Man.
Okay.
Yeah, so Mega Man 3 was actually the first Mega Man I ever played. And that has always stuck with me. And as a kid, Snake Man I loved his level, just the cool snakes everywhere. There's a little sky part that we can just forget that happens, but he's just a cool looking boss. Like fast, he's Snake. Like the kid in me has never lost the love for Snake Man. And just, yeah. I'm looking at his character art right now, and I'm like, how do you not like that?
He's badass.
Yeah.
He looks badass, I should say. He's not.
Exactly.
That was our first taste of what they were going to do with animal-themed Robot Masters. And eventually it got us Sheep Man.
God, is that 9 or 10?
10.
Okay.
10 is okay. Mike, number 8.
My number 8 is from Mega Man 6, Yamato Man. Because he looks cool. He looks like a freaking like Japanese samurai sort of, but with spears. But I like him. I mean, his power's fine. I used it for a couple boss fights because I had to. But he just looks cool. I really like him. I really like the designs in 6. That they go with the different like cultures kind of thing they were going for, even though they're racist at one time. But I still really like that design, and it really, when I went to replay 6, he stuck out to me because I went into 6 knowing there were a couple that I really liked, and I was like, okay, I like Yamato Man. So yeah, my number 8 is Yamato Man.
And then his .exe, they just changed his name to Japan Man, probably because Yamato Man wouldn't fit the character limit.
Was that for the cartoon or the game?
It's one of the games. I'm not sure which one it is.
I know they changed a bunch for the cartoon.
I don't remember him even being in the cartoon, but then again, I didn't watch a lot of the cartoon, so I just remember the toy. He was not a toy, I can tell you that.
Oh, the Battle Network anime. I've actually.
Oh, okay, that I never watched.
Yeah, 'cause they changed Fireman to Torchman because they couldn't have a villain named Fireman because of 9/11.
Oh, good point.
I'm pretty sure that was a thing.
I mean, that would make sense, especially at that time.
Yeah, that's wild. Blair, number 8.
My number 8 is Toadman. He's
Oh,
one of the easiest robot masters that you'll ever face. But again, it's just like going with the animal theme. Like he's like you just get a lot from like a sprite, and he has a ton of personality. Like he just jumps in and he's like he looks like a toad and even kind of has like just for the sprite has like a little kind of wiggle and then just like hops around. So I just think there's a lot of personality in that sprite. And yeah, that's pretty much how my reasoning went for like that pick.
okay.
He just wants to show you his belly dance.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fun to fight though. Like
Yeah.
he's in 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, like when I refought him, you shoot him, he jump over you shoot him again, he just continues to shake his hips and you shoot him. It's great.
Surprised you didn't mention that yet, that you replayed 1 through 6 for this.
I was going to, but I'll bring it up now. Yes, because of some insanity and because of Steam Deck, I actually which I don't normally do. I beat Mega Man 1 through 6 in the Legacy Collection on my Steam Deck, and it was great. They were all fun to play except for 1.
I mean,
God,
they're not
1
long
sucks.
games, and Rewind sure makes that a breeze.
It wouldn't have happened if there was no rewind.
Yeah.
And the
I finished
portability,
most.
playing
I
Mega
finished-
Man in bed on a big handheld screen was great. Yes, I know I could have done the 3DS in past time, but it was great.
I finished most of Mega Man 1 waiting for the Capcom Resident Evil showcase to turn on the other night.
1 I actually wasn't going to finish because I got to the Cyclops and realized I couldn't do the start glitch trick to beat him real fast. I'm like, I don't want to fight him, and then I did a week later I just went and finished it because I beat the other 5, so I said fuck it, man, as well. And I got a Steam trophy I don't care about that said you beat all 6. I'm like, oh, thanks Steam.
Print that out and put it on your wall.
All right. I should have some, that makes me want to get into Perler art, not because of that, but like for Mega Man. If I got into Perler art, I'd have all the Mega Man Robot Masters all over the place.
I made a couple back in the day. I wouldn't know where the hell they are now, but
I want to. I have a good friend of mine who's been on the show before, Alyssa. She does a lot of Perler. She's the one that made the Hollow Knight, the one I have to the right of me that nobody can see right now. But I thought about it. I really have thought about it multiple times, but I've never done it yet.
I have like toys. I can't remember. I think it might have been Funko, and they had like just Mega Man and a Robot Master, but they only did 1. So it's just like a plastic cutout. Like I have Fireman, Electman, and Gutsman, and Iceman. Actually, I have more than what I thought I did.
yeah, I know they had those little blind bags that had the tiny figures in them for 1. I got a few of them.
That's not dangerous.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We are up to Blair's number 8, I think.
No,
No,
I
he
did 8
just said-
too.
Yeah,
Toadman.
Toadman.
Oh yeah. I'm a good host. That puts us at my number 7, and this is the start of what I labeled in my notes as my hot and cold sandwich. We are going back to Mega Man 6 with Blizzard Man. I really like his ice theme. I like his design, even though he's completely impractical outside of snow because he's just got skis welded to his feet. Can't imagine that.
Stairs.
Guys like Claptrap, his biggest weakness is stairs.
And he's 6, right? Blizzard Man?
He's from 6.
Okay.
And I love this quote I found on the Mega Man knowledge base, like fandom wiki, whatever. In his spare time, he likes skiing and has won 3 gold medals consecutively in the Robot Olympics. Like, well, yeah, he's completely designed to do this one thing. Of course he's going to win those competitions. What the fuck?
Wouldn't there be other robots that are designed to do the same thing also?
You would think. Ski Man?
I was gonna say, yeah, Snake Man's probably got him in the long run. That's why he's only 3-time winner.
I want to see Blizzard Man the 100-yard dash with those fucking skis.
He's just skiing.
That's all I got, though. So, Adam, number 7.
I think I'm not gonna try to break the formula, but I'm gonna break the formula just because Blair has mentioned 2 that's on my list right now, and before we get too far away from it, we can just like kind of top off. So Toadman was one of them for the reasons he said. I love his sprite. He's incredibly easy boss, but at the same time, if you don't know what you're doing, he has like a full screen damaging attack that you can't dodge. Like he just hits you and it hurts. So while being easy, he's also he can touch you and it's not fun. And then Shade Man as well was on my list. Because just like you, reading more about him in his wiki cracked me up. I could not stop laughing. So Shade Man, while being a vampire, robot, he fears ghosts and spiders. He wants to be a singer, but has a terrible voice. And he keeps a microphone on him so he can practice, but that turns out to get in the way of work. He drinks oil from robots. That's how he gets his health. So, he still has that vampire theme. But he also enjoys tomato juice, which easily gets mistaken for blood. So he can still put up that persona of, I'm a vampire. But, that's what this is. So it's
this crap.
I don't know, but I could not stop laughing. I was like, well, Shade Man's now one of my favorite robot masters. So
someone who loves Count Duckula.
I would guess the bad singing is probably reference to his noise crush weapon. Since it's basically audio based.
Yeah.
Oh, and bats are audio.
It's weird. Yeah, right.
So yeah, just
That's weird.
So we didn't get to number 1, and I was like, oh, we're gonna go back to an hour from now. So get those out of the way.
Right on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, you're number 6.
You mean my number 7?
Sure.
Okay. My number 7 is only on here because he looks cool. Skullman from Mega Man 4. For some reason, Kid Mike thought Skullman was the coolest. I don't know why, but adult Mike still thinks Skullman is the coolest. So he went on this list. I mean, there's nothing much about him. I mean, he has his abilities. Whatever. He just looks cool. That's it. All I got. He just looks cool. I've always liked him as a kid.
I fully expected you to put him on there.
Oh yeah, he's just a cool boss.
Plus, his official art is super cool looking.
So
Figure out how to
cool.
open the chat.
Yeah, I think he was probably in the cartoon too. I'm assuming back then.
From 4 and on, it got pretty dicey. I think a few of them make appearances, but it was mostly 1 through 3.
Okay, it's been so long. I mean, I don't even remember the cartoon. I just know that I watched it back in the day a bunch.
Yeah,
That's,
same.
well, maybe I watched it a couple times and I just remember it. I got nothing else. It's one of those things that I'm not going to go revisit because I'm sure it will be trash. I'm sure it's trash.
Right. We got to do a pilot test episode on it.
Oh, you have to do the pilot. It's borderline sexist. Mega Man's like, oh, Roll, you can't do anything. You're a girl. And I was like,
Get back in the
ugh,
kitchen.
this is problematic.
It is the early 90s, right? If I remember correctly.
But he is voiced by a Canadian. So actually, most of the people in that cartoon are voiced by Canadians.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of Dr. Light's fault because the only modifications he gave Roll was to turn her arm into a vacuum. He knew what he was doing. He's wanted a maid. Blair, you're number 7.
Well, Blair's number 7 agrees with both Kid Mike and Adult Mike because mine is also Skullman. For essentially the same reasons. He's just a damn cool looking robot because he's his weapon is useless. I agree with Mike because I actually use the weapons to be bosses, but the skull barrier is maybe one of the worst shield weapons outside of the plant barrier in 6. But
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty bad.
this is a guy who looks like a skeleton. I think skeletons are cool.
Yeah. He looks like he should be a necromancer. Plus, his stage is made entirely of bones, and that's awesome. He's edgy. And that brings us to my number 6, and we are getting to the meat of my hot and cold sandwich with Fireman from Mega Man 1. He's just one of those designs that always stuck with me. There's something really cool about the flame coming out of his head and both of his hands being flamethrowers. He's got my favorite weapon in 1. I think it even beats the elect beam, which shoots in 3 directions, but if you time Fireman's weapon, it can hit in all directions. So the Firestorm is pretty badass. But beyond that, he's just cool for being a hot guy.
I like him too. I had a little figure of his from some Mega Man set. It had him. It was the Mega Man 1 bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Elect Man, Iceman. I completely forgot it existed until just now. I looked up the picture. I'm like, oh, I had a toy of that. So
He was the reason I was buying those blind bags because I absolutely wanted a Fireman figure, and I've got it somewhere. I should probably look for that.
Blind bags just sound
Oh
expensive.
yeah, they're dangerous, like you said.
You get them when people stop buying them and they get cheap because I'm actually
There you
looking
go.
at my shelf because a comic book store I think marked them down to $3. So I have like Sigma, Proto Man, Mega Man, Guts Man, Cut Man, Elect Man, and Ice Man. So I got a pretty good pull, and they weren't that expensive. So just wait until they show up at dollar stores here all the time too.
Those are ugly.
What?
They're too chibi.
Oh, they're adorable.
Oh god, I do not like that. That Sigma's okay. Why is Sigma? Okay, you have Sigma and you have X, but no Zero. What the hell?
I don't know. Don't know what to
Okay.
say.
But I do like the beat. I like the beat, but everyone else can go to hell.
Beat I have.
Okay.
Fireman's so cute. What are you talking about? I think Yellow Devil's the only one I got doubles of, and it's like one of the rarer ones.
That's because
This
nobody
is
wanted
Dynamite
doubles.
Radio for people that can't see it.
Go Google it. You Google Mega Man blind bags, you will find it really
Pint
fast.
size heroes, if we're talking about the same ones.
Yeah.
Yes. There's also another pack of them called something else, but they look better. They're bigger.
Yeah, and join the Discord and tell Mike that he's wrong and that they're cute.
Feel free. Please join the Discord. You'll see a link in the show notes.
That brings us to Adam's number 6.
Yeah, so Kid Adam, Adult Adam, Kid Mike, Adult Mike, and I'm assuming Kid Blair and Adult Blair. We have a love for Skull Man. And just to go off some stuff that hasn't been said, his theme is like one of my favorite themes in the game.
It's a good, yeah.
It's just a banger through and through. Obviously, he looks cool, but I think the boss fight itself is it's one of those things where he has a weird mechanic. He only moves when you move, so like you can kind of pace the fight out if you know what his action's going to do if you jump and everything like that. And while his weapon is garbage in your hands, in his hands, when that skull barrier comes up, there's only like 2 attacks that I can actually get through it. So it makes for an interesting fight if you don't know what you're looking for, because you're like, this doesn't hurt him. This doesn't hurt him. How do I hurt him when this thing's up? So yeah, it makes him more badass in the end.
Yeah, I love, like you were saying, that he kind of moves when you move. If you go into that boss room and don't touch anything, he'll just stand there and stare at you until you finally
Exactly.
push a button. It's real dumb. It's like the opposite of Toadman.
Toadman just dances if he wants to, and he'll leave his friends behind.
That's right. Mike, number 6.
My number 6 is also from Mega Man 4, Farrell Man. But, one, he's on the cover, so I thought he looked cool on the cover, and also because he's Egyptian. And I had, especially as a kid, I had a love for Egyptian history and the whole idea of the pyramids and the pharaohs. I mean, this is also when young Mike wasn't aware that it was all slavery and they were not, and everything else that goes along with it. But I just thought it was so cool what they believed in and these gods and everything. And that's something that's always stuck with me. And Farrell Man just looks cool. He looks really cool, I think. I love the design of him. His weapon is fine. It irritates me because you have to use it on a boss fight. But he's always stuck with me. He's always been one that I've liked ever since I first saw a copy of Mega Man 4. And to this day, I still really, really like him.
Farrell's shot is amazing. What are you?
Yeah, you got to charge it up, and then it...
That's like
but you
the
can
Wily
get,
weapon.
You get twice as many shots with it, because if you can hit somebody with the orb that's floating over Mega Man's head while it's charging, you can shoot it again afterwards.
Yeah,
Get 2
it's
shots for the
legit
price
how
of
you
1.
beat Dr. Wily. You just put it
I
in
used
the
what I used
and
it
he
for.
runs into it.
I didn't know it could hurt him while you're charging. I thought you had to throw it. So
No. Yep, you can get them both.
But yeah, that's my pick. That's my
Also,
number 6.
Skullman absolutely would have made my list if I didn't expect at least one other person to pick it. I
Did
did
you
not
expect
expect
three other people to do it?
to pick it. That brings us to Blair's number 6.
My number 6 is the exact opposite of yours. I picked Iceman.
Nice.
Again, just like a cool design, pun completely intended, where it's just like the little parka. And I really like it in Mega Man Powered Up, how he's like a soldier, even though he looks like kind of a weakling. But he's like trying, I think it's Iceman. He's like, soldier down. God, Mega Man Powered Up just needs to be on.
Everyone needs to play it. It's great.
Delightful.
Go back and listen to that episode we did forever ago.
It makes me sad that game isn't ported somewhere in some shape or form.
It was Mario Maker before Mario Maker.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he had like kind of a split personality in that game too, because he would talk to himself as the soldier and like the sergeant. Poor guy. He had a lot going on. That brings us to my number 5, and we're back with Fire with Heat Man. So, tell me this. What's the difference between the mini-boss and Ringman stage in Heatman? One's a super heavy hippo, and the other is a little lighter.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Never heard that? The difference between a hippo and a zippo?
Yeah, but I didn't expect to hear it.
I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Why Heatman? Why are you like a oven-looking guy?
To
He's a
make
Zippo.
this pun.
He
It's
turns
just to
into
make
a
this
It was
lighter.
specifically to put this
Yeah.
joke in there.
Okay.
I do like his design, though, and he's got another killer theme for Mega Man.
You know, it wasn't until just now that I realized he's a Zippo lighter.
Hell yeah.
I never put two and two together. I wish I didn't.
So, Adam, you had a little trouble with Heatman when you were playing Mega Man 2?
No, I didn't have any trouble at all.
My mistake.
Yep, no, none at all. I didn't delve into alcoholism or anything like that. It's just the worst stage ever.
Yeah, because he's got those notorious disappearing blocks.
Yeah, why do this? You know, kids are playing your stuff. Like it's just.
Just gotta go in there with item 2 and then zip
Exactly.
across it, which is what I've done my entire life.
That's what I did.
Yeah, but see, we don't all look at walkthroughs when we're playing. Some of us just go in blind and we're like, you know what, I'm gonna play this the way it was meant to be played. And then, you know, after a week, you're like, all right, let me see the walkthrough.
I mean, I think I saw it in a speed run at some point, and so I'm like, okay, and so I just do it from now on whenever I play the game.
I mean, it makes sense.
I probably saw it in a magazine I bought at a book fair in 1991.
Nintendo Power, baby. They're trying to teach kids early on that life's not fair.
And it's not, especially if you're Heat Man.
That's right. Well, grace us with your number 5, Adam.
So I'm going to change it up because we've mentioned some other people that's on my list, but we haven't mentioned a very iconic fortress boss known as Yellow Devil.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Yellow Devil is one of like the pinnacles to me in Mega Man because you've gone through, you know, all these robot masters and everything like that, and you know their size. And then all of a sudden you're fighting a boss that's half the screen, and when it attacks, you have no idea what you're doing because all of a sudden it's teleporting and it's hurting you. And I just think it's very, very iconic Mega Man. And I get angry anytime I see him on the screen because I know it's going to be fun. And they only make him harder in later entries in the game for no reason. Like, he was already hard, but now, hey, let's make the stage get smaller and smaller on you.
The
Like,
Black Devil in Mega Man X5 is brutal.
I don't even remember that. I guess
Yeah,
we'll
they're
get there.
bringing it back for X5.
I think the 1 in 3 is the worst because he's weak to the hard knuckle, which is not a great weapon in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's too slow. I mean, there would be times where I'd use it on some boss and I'd shoot it, and it just wouldn't get there in time, so I had to like rewind and time it better.
Mm-hmm. And the final boss is weak to it, so that's not great either.
Yeah. That's why
I
you
would say
save it.
good
That's why
pick,
you
Adam.
save all your weapon energy. Just save it all. Don't use any of them.
Uh-huh. I would say good pick, but you made me had to like go through some PTSD with Yellow Devil, so we're gonna move on to Mike's number 5.
All right. My number 5 is my only one from the worst Mega Man game, Mega Man 1. That's on this that we're talking about. Elecman. Well, actually, maybe, Elecman. I really like Elecman design. Again, this is another one where, as a kid, I thought he was cool. I'm pretty sure he sounded like an asshole or something, or his voice was really bad, if I remember correctly, in the cartoon. But Elecman's always stuck with me. I had his figure. I had his little figure toy, too, at one time. And he's always been, like, my favorite of that series. Just love Elecman. His power's also cool, too, which I only use for boss fights, obviously. But his power's cool, too. So, yeah, that's my number 5, Elecman. Just, again, this is all based on how cool they look, really. That's what this whole list is based on.
Pretty
Or
much.
what they meant to me.
Can't remember the actor his voice is based on, but he had that like old-timey Transylvanian voice, like he should be in a horror movie.
They all had terrible voices.
They were
I
all
know, I
done
did-
by like 2 or 3 people.
Blair said they were all Canadian, so I mean,
Yeah, it was like
they did.
Scott McNeil did Proto Man, Dr. Wily, Beats or Eddie, and I know Ian James Corlett, who you might know as Cheetor from Beast Wars, was Mega Man. But yeah, it was like a bunch of like just Vancouver voice actors who like did most of the characters.
I don't blame them. I mean, that's what happens when your company's being cheap and doesn't want to hire more than one person.
Yeah, I'm a good host and lost my place. I think we're at Blair's number 5.
We are.
I might have to skip through 2 because my 5 is also Shadow Man for many of the reasons that were already mentioned. It's just a cool ninja character. It's kind of annoying that he's being taken out by a chump by like Topspin, which is like the worst weapon.
That is god awful. Okay, that's a god awful worst ability in the whole series. Has to be.
And it's weird that like his weapon, because like when you're going about Robot Masters, it's like, okay, what is the logic of how you would use this weapon? And I think I was using it against Sparkman, and I was like, I don't get the correlation unless it's like putting a metal thing into a socket. And my number 4 was Heat Man, which we've already talked about. And it's like, because he's a cool little Zippo. And I really like the level because it just goes to show like the versatility of Mega Man 2 and about how you go about tackling it. Because if you like, that level is challenging, but if you like get item 3, you can get over the blocks. If you have a crash bomber, you can blow up everything. And if you have item 2, you can get over those annoying blocks. So there's like a lot of things that make Heat Man's level and the character really cool.
Despite being fire. That brings us to the other slice of bread in my hot and cold sandwich with Freeze Man from Mega Man 7. And I'm also going to make the cool design pun because it is super cool and he is ice. But also his weapon's called the Freeze Cracker, and that's just stupid and hilarious. And it's ice so cold that it can freeze lava.
That's cold.
I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
Hey, take it up with Dr. Wily.
Okay, I will.
Plus, he's got some pretty cool music, and you fight polar bears in his level that roar at you.
I don't know. I didn't like 7 as much.
That's typically the general consensus. So
yeah,
you're not.
That's what I've heard.
I do like 7.
It's a good game. I didn't really care for it as much.
I'm not done talking about it yet, but we'll get there. Adam, number 4.
Farrell Man. Let's get it out of the way. Mike said it. I'm starting to think Mike and I had the same childhood where I was obsessed with the Egyptian culture. I wanted to know all about the gods, and in all video games.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, like
you get away from all the slavery and everything else.
Yeah, it's just that sense of royalty. Like just looking at them, like it was awesome. Yeah, not much else to say. Great design. His boss battle sucks. If you know how to beat him, he just stays in the air and you get to shoot him. He's not even a moving target. He just stays there. But yeah, other than that, just get it out of the way. Hey, awesome guy. Yeah,
he is. I mean, I still really like Egyptian culture a lot. One of the movies that I really want to cover in the show I haven't yet is The Mummy. Just that movie's great. But
yeah, Stargate. When Anubis, like I was like,
oh yeah,
God, Anubis, like yeah, like that. It's one of the only reasons I love Stargate.
I watched that entire show in like less than a year, all 10 seasons, and I was gonna do Atlantis, and I'm just like, I'm done. I can't do it. I know Atlantis is supposed to be good too. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do commercials. That was the big part. It was on Hulu, and Hulu has commercials, and I was like, nope, not watching it.
It's also worth noting that Pharaohman.exe is just a sarcophagus with a face on it.
What is .exe anyway?
It's the Battle Network versions of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're all programs or whatever.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get to those soon once I run out of X and Mega Man games.
They're essentially your metaverse avatars.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. God, I hate that makes so much sense. Mike, hit us with your number 4.
My number 4 is, I'm probably the only person going to have this on my list. Centaur Man from Mega Man 6.
Stop.
Oh, it's not any. Okay, I'm not the only person on this list.
No,
I mean, he's a dumb...
He's my next one.
He's cool. He looks so damn cool. He's a centaur. Mm-hmm. And he's green. I don't even like green, but he just looks so cool. I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for Centaur Man back when I saw the copy of Mega Man 6. So my friend had it, who had the other Mega Man games, but he wouldn't play it because he couldn't beat any of the Robot Masters. Centaur Man doesn't belong in there because he's a centaur. He has no function, and his ability sucks, but God, does he look cool. So yeah, my number 4 is Centaur Man.
Speaking of Atlantis, his stage is supposed to be based around it.
Oh, that's cool. I learned something new. Oh my God.
Adam, do you want to say your piece on Centaur Man? Get it done?
Yeah. So my next one was Centaur Man. Stop. It's just awesome. Like he's a centaur. Just like Mike said, I when going through these and choosing them, I kept going to the wiki, and I think that his original programming was just hilarious. He was a tour guide in an old archaeology museum. Like it I don't know like how centaurs get that job. They could have done so much stuff, but apparently he just wanted to be a tour guide. So
He should make another Mega Man game. You have a President Man as one of the enemies, and he just throws oranges at you and yells at you. That's his power.
Go there.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I can do what I want.
Yep. Your show.
Yep.
Blair, number 4.
My
Heat
number
Man, I
4
think.
it was Heat Man, so we already went over this, but I will say Farrell Man. I remember when Mega Man games used to come out and I would like see them in the magazine, I would always like try to remember all their names. So I would like pick up the book, recite the names, put it down, then try to remember them, and I could not pronounce the word Pharaoh when I was in grade 2.
Okay.
Did not know what it was. That's all I'll say, because you already did my number 4.
Baroa, man.
Or something like that. Yeah, I could not pronounce that word.
Understandable. That brings us to my number 3, and we're back on Mega Man 4 with Drill Man. He's got drill for hands.
He's cool though. He's not on my list, but he's cool.
He was always one of my favorites ever since I was a kid, and it's just because of that like compact design of the sprite of him going into the ground. It makes him look like another Transformer robot. And he's got the drill bomb weapon, which is pretty sweet. It's another one that breaks walls, but it's a bomb that explodes. Or a drill that explodes, excuse me. That's it. That's all I got.
Yep.
He's got a drill for a head, and he's got a drill for hands. Drill for days.
Appropriately
number
named
3.
Drill Man. So
That's right.
I only got one left. We have gone through all of mine except for one. Like it just keeps coming up.
We'll save it for now. Save the number
I was
1.
gonna say we're gonna save it. So I'm gonna throw this out here off the top of my head, just so we have something to talk about on this pass. And I think it's somebody that we haven't mentioned. Maybe we're all saving it for one. I know my one's gonna be completely different, but Dr. Wily, why not?
Okay.
Like he, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have all these cool people.
But his boss fights are terrible.
Yeah, but he's a great boss. Well, look at all the
Especially in
stuff
7.
he's given us.
He gave us 0.
It,
I always forget he made 0.
so there we go, Dr. Wily.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wily fights are so annoying. Ugh. But
Oh, especially in 7. Good God.
oh god, that capsule fight. Oh, I don't know how you're supposed to beat that legit. My god, I know we played it when we played it for the show. That was so bad, that fight.
Mm-hmm. It's still rough. Like I consider myself pretty good Mega Man player, but that one still gives me
Yeah,
the
same.
vapors.
That was terrible. That was one of the worst fights I've hated it
Uh-huh.
so much. That's one reason I didn't replay that game. And I beat that game this year, so I didn't really want to go back to it. I beat 6 this year too, but that
What's
was
your
easier.
number 3?
My number 3 is, I hope it isn't on Adam's list, is Nightman from Mega Man 6.
Yeah, that was another one that I almost picked, but I expected you to pick it.
He looks so cool, and he's purple, and I found out I really like purple on bosses. On video game characters, purple can work really well. Sometimes, I've noticed. And it just works really good with Nightman. He looks cool. He's a knight. I mean, he has a castle for a level. He's just cool. Again, it was one of those bosses where I would see the picture of him, but my friend wouldn't play the games. I couldn't actually see the fight because my friend had no idea what order to beat him in, and he couldn't beat any of them. So
He's got a mace and a shield. It's pretty unique for this series.
yeah, he's a really cool boss. So yeah, that's my number 3 is Nightman.
What about you, Blair?
My number 3 is Quickman.
Oh,
Yeah.
good choice.
Yeah, he was, getting to him as a kid was always like the bane of my existence.
Still is.
Just that's all muscle memory to me now, so that's fine. But like a lot of the bosses in Mega Man 2, they're just all of them were just so cool.
Except
and just
Bubble Man.
I even like Bubble Man's design. He has
I like
great
Bubble
little
Man,
flippers
too.
and the
Yeah, he's
goggles.
alright.
Like I didn't put him on my list, but I was going to put an honorable mention if you ever get to those, to Bubble Man. And yeah, it's like much like the Metal Man design. It's just like the cool with the boomerang on the head, and the quick boomerang is like a pretty cool weapon. So yeah, Quick Man's my number 3.
Bubble Man has one of the worst EXE designs, though. He's just like this. I don't even know how to describe that. He's like a weird, chibi fish man.
tadpole type thing in scuba gear.
Yeah, that's
Which is weird. You wouldn't think that a fish would need scuba gear, but hey.
Well, he's not a fish. He's a man.
No.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, and that brings us to my number 2.
Yep.
I'm a good host.
You're a fantastic
my number
host.
2, we're going back to Shade Man, back to Mega Man 7. He's got my favorite music in the entire franchise. I love this track. And it's a shame that he's got that Secret Ghouls and Ghosts music because it's such a toss-up which one I want to listen to in any given playthrough. And then all the normal stuff that we said before, that he's just a vampire, which is awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, good choice. Good choice.
Yeah.
You did better at holding on to your rage if someone said your name better than I did.
You and Mike should have compared notes before this.
Yeah.
No, we can't. That would ruin the theme of these top 10s. I don't want anyone to tell me nothing that you pick or when we do anything. I'm like, nope. It's all got to be just find out.
Unfortunately for you, I can kind of anticipate most of your list. Like I would have guessed Knight, Pharaoh, Skull, and your number 1.
Yeah, you should know my number 1 is. I talk about it enough.
We have the same number 1, don't we? I know we do.
It's entirely possible.
I can tell you what game it's from 2, but
Is it from 2?
it's from 2.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, we don't have the same person.
We're good?
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Crisis
Which
averted.
Which brings me to my number 2,
Uh-huh.
which it's Mr. X, because I'm once again pulling stuff off my head.
All right.
So we talked about Dr. Wily. Let's not forget Mr. X. Oh, wait. All right, sorry. That's Dr. Wily again. All right, just move on.
these are not robot masters, Adam. You failed the criteria.
That's because we keep picking stuff.
We said bosses. It was bosses.
I'll allow it this time.
Yeah.
At least you didn't have 2 picks in the same pick. Huh.
Hey, they're my list. I'm allowed to break the rules. I actually didn't this time. That's kind of surprising now that you bring it up.
I think
Mike,
you did.
number 2.
My number 2 isn't been mentioned, but a long time ago, Metal Man, because he's awesome. He looks cool. That's why he's awesome. Again, Mega Man 2 was the game that my friend was willing to play, and so that stuck with me. And before I started this podcast, I set out a life goal that I was going to beat Mega Man 2 legit. And I would practice every day before work. I would sit there, load up my emulator on my laptop, and play Mega Man 2 from the beginning and see how far I could get. And I fought Metal Man so many times, and he's always stuck with me. Spoiler alert, I didn't get past the dragon. But and then I started then I said, fuck it. Why am I doing this to myself? So yeah, Metal Man's just so cool. What the hell did you just post, Michael, in the chat?
That is topman.exe.
That's not fan art?
No, that's legit. That's real art.
That's
Wow.
That's kind of cool. I actually thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks
That's
like
not bad.
he looks like he's smoking, and I was really confused.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got a giant top for a head still.
It's got a cane as well.
So he's an old man. All right.
Google that, radio listeners.
Don't. You'll be happier.
Blair, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Mega Man 1. It's Gutsman for many reasons. It's just like a cool, iconic design that's kind of... It's never really needed to be iterated on, and Gutsman has kind of been... He keeps showing up throughout the entire series. Like, he was in Mega Man 2, and then he's again in Mega Man 7, and in the Battle Network series with Gutsman.exe, his form is largely unchanged. And also, he was the first Mega Man toy I ever owned. I'm sad I don't have that toy anymore. It's from the cartoon lineup. So yeah, Gutsman. He's my number 2.
Funny you say he doesn't. His design didn't need to be reworked, but then Wily constantly redoes it. Apparently, he had different opinions. And we'd be remiss if we posted this on the internet and didn't mention Gutsman's ass. Legendary meme.
I'm glad that Gutsman is on this list somewhere for somebody, because he deserves it. I don't care for him, but he deserves it with how many iterations you get of him.
We
He
covered
definitely
most of
almost
one.
made my list. Yeah. Like, for
Like,
those
we're just-
reasons.
Missing Cutman and Bomb Man.
You know, Bomb Man, I think Mega Man, Capcom forgot about Bomb Man too, I think.
I don't like Bomb Man's design, but the fact that he just throws bombs as an attack, I always liked.
He's the least of that memorable of that group.
I think Gutsman
Even when you
was
add
also-
Oil Man and Time Man.
Gutsman was also like a treat because, like, man, getting to him as a kid was a challenge that we had to overcome, getting through all those dropping platforms. Like, actually getting to him was Like,
Yeah.
that was like trophy worthy.
So this is a complete quick side note. Something I'm glad they stopped doing in Mega Man games after playing the first one again was putting enemies in the boss hallway.
Yeah, that was always a dick move.
Yeah.
I didn't like just completely forgotten when we were playing through one again. I was like, "Ew, why would you do this to me?" Yeah,
Especially in Elecman's, because his boss hallway is vertical. So you're climbing up this ladder, and he's got those assholes that shoot the electricity at you. They hit you, they knock you down the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Dick move.
Thank you, Capcom. Thank you
Yeah.
for listening to us for that one.
Even if you're going to kill the dog in the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh,
Oh, they're not killing the dog. I guarantee you that dog will be somewhere else. That was just a thing to tease people. Guarantee it.
It got publicity, so hey.
Hey, that was the point. Hey, dumb things can become viral on Twitter. Wouldn't you say, Blair?
Yeah.
Man, we're really dating this episode.
That's okay. This comes out in November, a couple weeks after we record this, so not too bad.
Okay.
Not like it's going to sit in the can for months like some stuff I record does.
True. Especially Mega Man stuff. All right, before we get to number one, I don't have a wife pick because I don't think she's ever touched a Mega Man game before. And I don't have any honorable mentions personally, but it
I
sounds
do.
like you guys have a couple.
I do, yes.
Go for it.
I have Snake Man and Magnet Man. Snake Man was mentioned earlier. Magnet Man was mentioned when I was playing Vampire Survivors, not paying enough attention. So,
Adam, what you got?
I feel like my honorable mentions have already been done for my 2 and 3. So, Dr. Cossack. Let's throw him in there.
I like Dr. Cossack. Okay, to be honest with you, I think he's a cool. I like the idea that Wily captured, his kid and is making him, work for him. Essentially, I think that's a cool idea. Something different. Also shows Wily being more of a criminal.
Yeah, we'll bring up Kalinka while we're at it because her sprite's adorable. Blair, you got any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it beforehand, so maybe I should have thought about it. But in the top of my head, Darkman from Mega Man 5, because I remember I hadn't played Mega Man 5 at this point, so this was 97, as when I was in grade 7, funny enough. And so we only got Fox on previews where I live for like a little bit. So I remember Mega Man cartoon used to come on 7 o'clock every morning. So I used to get up early to watch it before I went to school because it never aired anywhere. And I remember like watching the cartoon and being like, oh, what boss am I going to see this episode? And then Darkman showed up and I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then I found out later on after I got Mega Man 5, like 2 years later, that it's just the rando Proto Man robot in Mega Man 5. And I was like, oh, that's where he's from. That's cool.
And his weakness is Bird. Those are 4 different ones, and they're all weak to beat. I love it. All right.
I like how powerful he is.
In that game. Most other games, he just pulls you out of pits.
Which made me sad in 7, by the way.
Yeah.
He's an R-Type power-up in 8.
Oh, yep. God, I love those sections in 8.
We're playing 8 later.
Yeah, we're doing 8 soon, and I'm real excited for it.
I am too, because it's one of those games I need to play, so.
I think you'll like it better than 7.
I hope so.
Unless you get bogged down on jump, slide.
And the soccer boss.
I mean, I'll be cheating too, so.
Yeah, there is that thing. That thing sucks. Okay, anyway. Let's do our number ones. My number one is Gyro Man from Mega Man 5, and it's for no other reason than because I always loved his design. He has a giant propeller on his back, and I just thought that was the coolest thing when I was a kid, and still do now.
Fair.
And he's green.
I did not expect that at all, and that's what these lists are good for.
That's right. His weapon's pretty sweet too, the gyro attack, because you can shoot it and then aim it up or down. Pretty versatile. Adam, tell us about Mike's number one. Oh, wait, no,
All
you guys
right.
decided to do it different. That's right.
It's different. And apparently, like, I'm breaking the mold a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see what y'all think of this. It's Bass from Mega Man's
okay.
Up.
Oh, okay.
I think Bass is just one of the coolest video game characters. He looks perfect. In my opinion, he is just perfect looking. He's intimidating. He's a rival to Mega Man. It's just awesome. He does a fusion with treble and becomes even powerful. So he has like the Cell Android type technique. It when you actually get to play as him and Mega Man and Bass, it's just all of that. It's just I love the character, and he's a badass. Yeah.
He's basically Shadow the Hedgehog before Shadow.
Not as edgelordy though.
Yeah, I always love that armor when he fuses with Trouble. That's a really cool design.
Is he also the ultimate robot master, just like Shadow, the ultimate life form?
He seems to think so.
Okay.
Mike, number 1.
My number 1 has been mentioned, unfortunately, already, but not where he deserved. Quick Man from Mega Man 2. I have absolute no idea why I love Quick Man. Nothing.
He's also
I can't tell you.
art.
Yeah. But there's something, I mean, he's been a character that I have really liked as long as I can think of it with Mega Man, and I have no idea why. I just do.
One of the first ones you saw.
Probably something like that, and his level was so bad that I couldn't do it or anything, and it's always stuck with me. And he's been one of those guys that I really like. He actually, the only Funko Pop I have of Mega Man is Mega Man with the quick boomerang that I paid like 20 some bucks for at a convention.
Oh, he's basically the Flash. That probably
helped it, yeah. Yeah, so that's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my number 1.
Blair, what is your number 1?
My number 1 has already been mentioned. It is Metal Man, and how could it not be? He's like the ultimate robot master. Like you boot up Mega Man 2, you see that guy in the corner, even just his headshot, and you're like, man, that looks cool. And you pick him, and he jumps into the thing, and you're like, man, that looks cool. And he just has a saw blade on his head and chucks him at you like crazy. And he's so powerful that his weakness is himself. Like, it's already been mentioned, and I mean, what more can you say about Metal Man? Even like the Doc robot in Mega Man 3, how you can just like shoot the magnets on him, and it's like the perfect weakness. Because like, why a magnet would definitely be attracted to Metal Man. It's great.
It's pretty good. That saw blade on his head makes him look like those weird doctor mirrors, though, like Dr. Mario wears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Pain.
Dr. Man. All right, before we wrap this up, you guys want to run through our 10 all at once? Well, individually all at once.
Can we go individually?
My number 10 is Time Man. Number 9 is Crash Man. Number 8 is Gemini Man. Number 7 is Blizzard Man. Number 6 is Fire Man. Number 5 is Heat Man. Number 4 is Freeze Man. Number 3 is Drill Man. Number 2 is Shade Man. And number 1 is Gyro Man. Adam.
In no particular order, we had Shade Man, Metal Man, Centaur Man, Skull Man, Toad Man, Pharaoh Man, Snake Man, Wood Man, Dr. Wily, Mr. X, Dr. Cossack, Yellow Devil, and Bass. And I said man every time because I hope there is someone doing the drinking game, and I just killed him.
They passed
Just
out
committed murder.
Mike.
Mine are Gravity Man, Shadow, Yamato, Skull, Farrell, Elec, Centaur, Knight, Metal, Quick. And there's a name for the new band for you. Knight, Metal, Quick.
Yeah, why not? And then Blair.
I'm glad I had a copy of these, as I put them in a notepad and I was deleting them as we were going, as to not lose track. So I have Turbo Man, Shade Man, Toad Man, Skull Man, Ice Man, Shadow Man, Heat Man, Quick Man, Guts Man, and Metal Man.
Okay.
I like your dedication to the Turbo Man bit.
I was gonna say,
it's Turbo Man.
Pulls it out every time. I don't think he's like capable of saying turbo the correct way. It's just in its head.
It is the right way.
Put that cookie down.
Nobody wants Booster.
Oh, that was good. Mike, have you been keeping a spreadsheet of all of our Mega Man episodes that you can recite?
I can pull it up. But before I get there, I've been looking at Mega Man hacks. I really want to play that Mega Man 10 ROM hack that I cannot find now. But somebody made it before Mega Man 10 came out. Somebody made their own version of it.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones.
Mega Man Unlimited is one that pops up a lot.
Mega Man Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, so that's almost like a...
It was embraced by Capcom, at least.
That I really want to play too. No,
We've done a lot of Mega Man. We still have a whole lot of Mega Man to play yet.
I know, but it's like I'm getting... Oh, God, there's still so much. But we're getting there. Like, we're getting pretty good progress.
Yeah. In the last couple of years, there's been a lot of progress.
And I played 7, and we're playing 8 soon. I don't remember when 8 is, but I know it's coming up at some point. Maybe it's next year.
Halfway through X. We did X4 earlier this year.
Yeah, now I'm doing X5 next year, too.
Now we're on the downhill slope.
Oh, yeah.
They can't all... Are the rest X's bad? X5, 6, 7, 8?
There is a boss named Tornado Tunyon who is a dancing onion with a European accent. So you tell me how bad they can.
Which one is that?
7.
7 is the real bad one, right?
Yeah, 7's
Oh,
the
yeah.
garbage fire.
Okay. I'm excited to play 7.
You say that now.
I am, because I like the way it looks. It looks different. It's like a top-down game almost.
Change it.
It is
For
at
3D.
and Mega Man doesn't want to be in it, and then introduce Poochie, aka Axel.
Oh man. Yeah.
Isn't Axel who you start off in X8?
He's in there, yeah. You can play as any of them in that one.
Okay.
you-
In
Mega
7,
Man.
you're limited to Zero and Axel, and then you unlock Mega Man later.
That's really weird. I don't know. Someday. I do want to. I got to finish that series. I got to finish the regular Mega Man series too. Okay, I don't think 12's coming out anytime soon, so I don't think I have to worry too much about that.
Got to go back to the comics. We got to start Battle Network. We got to do the anime.
I ain't doing the anime, so. All right, and if you want to hear more Mega Man, we did Mega Man 7, episode 184, Mega Man 6, mini 17, Mega Man X4, episode 166, Mega Man Legends 2, 162, Mega Man X3, 136, Mega Man 5, mini 12, Mega Man 4, mini 11, Mega Man Legends, 117, Mega Man X2, 99, Mega Man Let the Games Begin, comic 18, Mega Man X, 85, Mega Man 1 and 2, episode 25. And I'm missing Mega Man on here still. I can tell. I must have not fixed
Probably.
Powered Up yet. How I worded it when I did the file. Oh yeah, Mega Man 3, Mini 10, and Mega Man Powered Up Mini 6. That's all my Mega Mans.
Yeah, we did a couple.
Just a
Yeah.
few.
There's so
And now I have
much
played
more
through
to
all
go.
the Mega Man games again. And I have little desire to replay. It's going to be a while if I want to touch those again.
Yeah, I'll play Powered Up at least.
I wasn't doing it for this episode. That's too much Mega Man. It wasn't on Legacy Collection.
Could have put Oil Man on your list.
I wouldn't have either way. Oh, and Blair, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Blarcade, and don't be looking for any Gotham Knights hot takes, as they don't exist anymore. And you can read my work at comicbookvideogames.com, where hopefully by the time this is published, I'll have some more professional thoughts about said AAA comic book game of the year.
Okay. And Adam, where can people find you at?
You can find me wherever. Just look me up. Hit me
Okay.
up. My phone number is 70. No, Talk Games Chew Bubblegum. And yeah, we are on another hiatus, but it's fine because when we come back, we have a really fun episode planned. It's going to break some boundaries of what we're going to do as a podcast. So it's going to be really cool.
Well, I'm glad you didn't quit. I was a little worried when I saw that you
Yeah.
guys weren't producing anymore. I'm like, oh,
It's if I'll give the name of the game away so people can be excited for it, but it's Unmetal. And if you've never played Unmetal,
never heard of it.
It's-
yeah, you'd
Yeah.
like it.
it's a spoof of Metal Gear Solid, like the original Nintendo version, and it's just a hilarious game, and it's so fun. So,
You have my attention now.
oh, it's going to be great.
And it's on Steam.
And they do an RPG one as well called Unepic.
Yep.
Just amazing games.
Okay. What's the RPG one called? On Epic?
On Epic, yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
found it. That's going on my list too. All right. You just made me add more games to my Steam wishlist. I might buy it someday. Who knows?
More stuff to play on the Steam Deck.
Oh god, that's what did it. I mean, once I got that Steam Deck, I'm like, oh, this is great. Oh, Steam Deck is well worth it because I'm not a handheld gamer, and I am now because I can play all my PC games because I own way too many PC games and ROMs once I get the handle that. So yeah, it'll be pretty bad. I can't wait.
Want to hit us with some plugs and wrap this thing up?
I probably should, yes. Oh, right. And if you enjoyed this episode, like I said, listen to all the other Mega Man episodes we've done. Listen, you can find our entire catalog on Podbean. If you can't find what you're looking for on Spotify or iTunes, we have at the point you're hearing this will be over 400 episodes published. God, that's
Clap,
so
clap,
many
clap, clap, clap.
That's so many fucking episodes. My God. So yeah, go check out our giant catalog of stuff. We do games, movies, comics. We do all sorts of stuff, but you can go find everything there. And I'm going to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Fear. You can follow her on TikTok. She made our music. And we have a Patreon. If you want to help support the show, we do a Patreon. I don't know what the poll is right now when this comes out, but definitely go check it out. If this comes out in November, it'll be a Christmas poll. So I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do for that one. Christmas movies that aren't Christmas movies. So So go check that out. And we have a Discord. You can talk with us. So go join our Discord. You see a link in the show notes to join that. Also want to give a shout out to my buddy Bill Tucker, who started his own podcast, Gamer Looks at 40. So definitely go check him out. Listen to all his content. He interviews people how video games affect their lives.
Join
And
the
please-
Discord. Tell us how Topspin's your favorite weapon in Mega Man.
It can't be anybody's favorite weapon.
There's someone out there, I guarantee it.
Yeah, but the chance of them finding this episode, I don't think so. So, all right. And please follow Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.